Who's echoing?
I'm not.
Can you shut the door? Because it's her stuff is coming through your room. And I'm doing a live stream for a few minutes. Hey, Shift Kicker. Good morning. I'm just setting up my other side here. Just give me 1 minute. I'm not staying on long. I just got back from the mechanic. And I'm eating my egg sandwich because hey, Gardner Josh. I went to go pick up my car because they said it was finished. And it was a lot less than what I thought. Like $500 less. They replaced 3 motor mounts and my starter. And I went to go start it and the engine's shaking. So I go back in and she says, the girl at the desk says, yeah, the guy said it's misfiring. I said, okay, what causes that? She said, oh, a tune-up usually. It's usually the injectors and the coils to the spark plugs, all that. I said, but I had you do a complete tune-up not too long ago. Actually, it was November of 2019. I didn't realize. Excuse me while I have my breakfast. But it's a 3-year warranty or 100,000 miles. And I'm only at 20,000 miles since I had it done. So they kept the car. She's like, I wish he would have told me that before I called you to tell you the car was ready. And I had got in it and started it up, and it just shook. And I left my window down. I should probably call them and tell them, can you roll my window up if it rained? So I'm back with the loaner car. For some reason, well, they didn't have to replace all 4 of my motor mounts. It was just 3. Because they had done one already before, I guess, apparently. Or somebody did. So it was $500 less. So I was thinking, before I even left and turned my car on, I was thinking, you know what? I need my air conditioning. That was our next thing. Maybe I should just leave it here. But I'm glad I didn't. I told her I would make an appointment for that. Hey, CJ. So when I got in the car and it shook, I had to leave it anyway. Freaking new motor mounts. That whole car should not have been shaken at all. Nothing under there. Anyway, how's everybody doing? I have a lot to do today. I only vac sealed my crackers yesterday. I got to do the rice and the pasta. And I have to go down and grab some jars of potatoes because I opened some last night that I pressure canned, and we will not eat them. These potatoes turned like a darkish color. They had an odd smell. I even cooked them up with some onions and fried them, and they still had this odd taste and odd smell. I'm like, nope, we will never eat them. I waited for Chris to get home, and so he could see. He wouldn't have. Thank God I didn't do a whole lot. So since trash is tomorrow, I'm gonna get rid of them. Emptying out all the jars. Hey, fortunate to be saved. Don't mind me. I'm just eating because I didn't eat breakfast. I had to run out and I should call my grandson. He called me while I was in there to video chat. Told him I would call when I get home. I'll do it. You know, you would think when they work on your car that they will make it sure it sounds like it and runs like it did, if not better, when you go to leave. How do you tell somebody the job's done, the girls in the office, when you know it's misfiring? Hey, Larry. I'm glad I don't have any errands to run. Kids don't have school. Tomorrow, Sierra has to go for her fillings at 9 o'clock in the morning. And then she's going roller skating with her friend Thursday. First time ever at a roller rink by herself with her friends and her mom. And then Friday, she's got another filling to do. Larry, are you not working? Chris is where he needs to be at work. If you're listening, I love you, Chris. You were sleeping when I left. What did I make last night? I made burgers. I did a video because I did them in my Instant Pot. Pretty neat. What?
You should have brought something back.
You were sleeping.
But I'm awake now.
Oh yeah, well I'm just gonna run right out. I had to bring the loaner car back because they didn't fix my car properly. So I still gotta wait. So when I go back, it'll probably be lunchtime or I can get you some fries or something.
Okay.
You need to take a shower first. You heard it here. She only gets McDonald's if she takes a shower today. I have video confirmation. She turned and walked away. Oh yeah, the cat litter too before the trash tonight. You told Chris you'd do it today.
Yeah, I know I will.
It's like pulling teeth. I swear to God. How's everybody doing? They're on with their friends right now. Hey, Moonlight Gypsy. I just figured I'd come on. I didn't see anybody else live, so. I'm going to make Chris some quesadillas tonight for dinner. Steak ones and chicken ones, probably. I took out 2 big steaks that we had for dinner. It was like a rib roast or something. I forget what it was. And I had froze the last 2 pieces, thick pieces, with the leftover corn and rice and all that. So I took them out. They're thawing out in the fridge, and I'm going to cut them up and make steak quesadillas for him for dinner. Oh, I know. Fortunate. I will tell you a story how I found out I had vertigo. So when my oldest son, he's 32 now, when he was in junior high, I worked at the hospital. I was a biller. And I got a phone call saying he needed to get picked up because he was in a fight and he was rolling around on the gym floor fighting with some kid. So I left my job, which was literally down the street in front of a church, the school. So I drove, and as I'm pulling up to the school in front of the church across the street where you could park, everything started to go in a circle and get dizzy. So I sat there and I waited for it to pass because I had just pulled into my parking spot. And I let it pass. I walked up to the front steps of the school, and all of a sudden, just dizzy. Like everything swam. It was the first time I ever seen or felt that. And I passed out right at the entrance of the kids' school. and it was 2:15. It was dismissal, so everybody was leaving school to go home. And here I am. I wake up, I'm in the nurse's office, and they had given me a apple juice box. And I think it was because, look at me, I got food on me. I think it was because every morning before I went to work, I stopped and got an Egg McMuffin meal with a hash brown and a Diet Coke. And that was like that for years. And then that morning, it was like the second morning that I had decided to stop that and stop with the soda. So I think my system was just, that's what I thought. And so I got sent back to the hospital where I just came from on a stretcher. All the kids are coming out of school in a big herd, and there I am in the middle of it all, getting wheeled out in a stretcher down the steps. Go back to the hospital, and she said it was vertigo. And now I get it all the time, but I get it like seconds, snippets. And it literally takes a few seconds to pass, but I'll stop. Everything will swim, and then it happens when I'm in the store a lot. The other day when me and Chris were at Walmart, I'm going down the aisle, and it'll happen when I'm at the desk here. Yep. Yeah, it is. It's like being on a tilt-a-whirl. Yeah, let's just say my son was embarrassed that day, seeing me come down the steps on a stretcher, boom, 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 down the steps. Waking up with an apple juice box and the nurse's office. Said, that's what you get for fighting in school and having me to leave work and come pick you up. I don't know if I have 5G. I have an old Walmart phone. I don't see 5G on there anywhere. It's not written on there. Me too, fortunate. That's one of the reasons I don't go out as much anymore. Especially when I was driving all the clients around for my job. Because I worked with the handicapped. And I would drive them to their jobs. Yep. So what's everybody doing today? Trust in God is not on today. I know he said he had some things to do. It's good that he can, he needs to take time out for himself too. A lot of things happening, I hear, with the Ukraine and Hey, Sandra Moody. Mountaineer Mama. I love that name. I love that name. Chicken chili. I never had that. I like the chicken part. Good morning, Mountaineer Mama. I just love that name. I did a lot of vac sealing yesterday, but I had a problem because I was being very impatient and I wasn't letting the machine rest enough seconds in between. So I had to redo a lot because the seals weren't sealed, which wasted oxygen absorbers because by the time I got it all done, the oxygen absorbers had sat out too long. I think what I'm going to do, because I have two sets of attachments, the wide mouth and the regular, and then I have another set of wide mouth and a regular. I think what I'm going to do is pull out my other sealer. It was working. I did it yesterday. It was working fine yesterday, the old other food saver. Hold on. And I'm going to pull out both sets of attachments, 2 of each, and run 2 machines. That way I can do because I always take out 10 oxygen. My oxygen absorbers come in a package of 10. So I try to vac seal 10 items at a time so that I get them all, because once you open that oxygen absorber package, you have to seal whichever ones you're not using. And it's time consuming if you're doing it by yourself. Hey, Lewis. So let me open up my window. Oh. Sorry, guys, not with it today. And so if I do 2 machines, I can alternate because you have to let your machine rest for a few seconds. But I love my new machine. But I got rice, I got pasta, I got rice-a-roni still to do. Yeah. But I did all the crackers. And I know AJ was saying yesterday the oils, but mine don't sit for years and years. My Ritz don't sit that long. So I don't have a problem with the oils. I've never had they don't sit long enough to go rancid. The kids eat those, and I just do it because I don't have closets and storage up here and pantry shelves up here. So I have to put things downstairs, and I don't want mice getting into anything. We don't have a mice problem. We get them once in a while. Chris has traps everywhere, and he's catching them, he catches them. He just got one finally, the mouse. We don't have a big mice problem, but I just feel more better if I have everything in glass jars. So that's why I do that. But I know the whole rancid and the oils, you can't do nuts, because I found that out when I did peanut M&Ms. And the peanuts in there, so I don't do nuts and all that long term. But oh, you have t-shirts, Mountaineer Mama? I would love a t-shirt. 3X though, because I'm wide. And I don't like, I have something with my shoulders where I can't have a lot of weight. So that's why you see me, I have tank tops all the time. This I just put on because I was going out, but it's very lightweight. I can't have heavy shirts. For some reason, my shoulders can't do it. But I would love one, a 3X, if you could do that. I would wear anything with your name on it. I love that name. I love that name. When we started on YouTube, it'll be a year. I think it's next week. We'll make a full year. We were we were learning the community. We were new, and I ordered Prepper Tribe because I really liked It's All Downhill From Here. And I ordered Gray Man Prepping because we had first seen him. I don't follow him too much anymore. I follow more recipe channels. And then I got Bev at our Half Acre Homestead. I love her shirts. It says, "Yeah, don't look at my hair." And a big crazy head with hair all over. I love it. And it's so soft. It's a different kind of shirt. So I got Prepper Try. Oh, and I got Arkansas Living when he first put one out. I think it was Kay Marie who was helping him. I believe it was Kay Marie. And they put out this black t-shirt. Oh, okay. Well, that would be nice though. Anyway, I love that stuff. And with the weather going to be changing where I'll be outside planting, I could always use another t-shirt. I've always wanted to, Sandra Moody, or order from Omaha Steaks. Let me know, because I've never done it. Before I found YouTube, I was a big sweepstakes person. I won a lot of things from sweepstakes, a lot. I won gift cards for Carhartt, for Bass Pro. I won a projector and a screen, brand new. I won, that was from the Dandy, the celery company. I won Carhartt gift cards for Christmas. I won Six Flag tickets. I've won a lot, and I was a big sweepstakes enter. And the Omaha Steaks has a monthly contest, if you go in every day, you can go in every day and put your name and everything in. I never won, but I didn't do it very long. Morning, Rubberneck. Yeah, but let me know because I know Crazy has, and I know Trust mentioned the apple poppers or something like the apple turnovers or apple tartlets or something they had. He said they were good. He did say they were good. I can imagine it's going to be good food, especially the steaks. I've thought about it. We've got those specials sent like in emails and stuff, like $30, $50 for like a little kit, a little package deal. I just never did it. I should. I like to see my meat though before I buy it. That's my thing. But I'm sure that they've probably got a good reputation. Hey, Eric Johnson. How's everybody doing? It's Tuesday, right? Is it Tuesday? Is it Tuesday? You see how everybody listens to me? Yeah, it's Tuesday. They just ignore me until they want something. She's with her friends on the phone there. That's okay. Last night, I settled down early. I was watching my DVDs. You can see them. They're still out. Ready? See if you can see it. See the box set right there on the ottoman? That's my box set of The Walking Dead. I have the first 8 or 9 seasons. I got to get the rest when they come out. Ugh, I love it. No commercials. And it goes one right after the next. I don't have to press anything. And it came in handy because our internet went out for most of the day yesterday. We had no internet, so we couldn't watch anything on TV. That was, because it was through the internet. Couldn't get on here. So I just plopped my DVDs in and my pillow, and I got a package of Ring Dings and I sat down and I watched The Walking Dead for after all my back sealing was done. Wow. Can you email me that link, Sandra Moody? I just may try it. We'll see how if I owe anything at the dealer, at the mechanic. I don't think I will. I think because it's still under warranty for the tune-up. I still am bugged by that because, when you work on a car and you bring it in and you turn it on and that engine's not shaking before you do the work, then it shouldn't be shaking after you do the work. And if they knew there was a problem with the injector, they should have fixed it or called me and said, hey, you got a problem with the injector? Do you want us to fix it while we're doing the work? And I'm going to mention that when I go because that's a big turnoff for me. Thank you, Sandra Moody. Good thing I didn't have them work on my air conditioner, although I won't need it right away. We're still in cold weather, but just to get it in there and have it all done, and then you don't have to worry about it. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we had no internet yesterday. The kids were going out of their minds, but I was okay. I was like, you know what, I don't need to have it. I got plenty of DVDs. That's when I started collecting DVDs. Chris made a list of what he's looking for DVDs. So when I go to the thrift stores, because that's where I get a lot of them. Like I found a couple seasons at Grey's Anatomy. So every time I go, I look for, I'm in no rush for them. So I don't go buy these expensive box sets, but he wants to get The Godfather 1, 2, and 3, the Platoon. He wants to get Goodfellas, Casino, and Vikings, the whole set of Vikings, and Game of Thrones. I really want to see, because Trust and everybody was talking about it. And I went and ordered Amazon Prime because he said it was on Amazon Prime. When I got Amazon Prime, you still had to rent it or buy it, the Game of Thrones. I'm like, So I just canceled my Amazon Prime because that was the only reason I ordered Amazon Prime was because to watch things. But everything I wanted to watch on Amazon, I still had to rent or pay for. It was like ridiculous. I could get those same things on Netflix, Hulu that I already pay for, and Philo and Peacock. I tried out my Misfits Market. Very happy. You were? I know Bush. I had a card here for Misfits Market somewhere. But the thing was, when I went on there, I couldn't see or pick out what I wanted till I put my credit card information in there first. I get leery of that stuff. I wanted to see what I could pick from before I go giving them my information. And then I just got frustrated with it and I clicked out of it. I was thinking about it last night, guys, and with everything going on, and the truckers are now out here in United States are talking about doing what Canada did. We're going to have a harder time finding stuff, and the stores are going to get even more scarce. And I'm thinking, I got to get downstairs and reorganize the basement and take things off shelves that don't need to be, like my boxes of Puffs Plus are all on shelves. I could just stack them up in a corner somewhere and make more shelf space. And I really want to get things organized down there, but he's got to crack the cement down there and put a sump pump in on one end of the house and get that done. So I got to get him a special saw, or rent it from Home Depot to break through the concrete. So we got to get that because we bought the pump, we bought the piping, everything. He wanted it. He does that. He buys a lot of things for these projects, and then he doesn't do the projects for like a year later, and everything is upended and waiting for that to be done. And I got to see an unboxing on Bushcraft. Yeah, that's where I want him, and wasn't it Lady Casca that did one too a while ago? I mean, if you don't need specific things right away and you don't have to rush out and get them, it would be good. But if you need onions for something in a recipe and you don't have any, or me, I don't have to worry because I have my Thrive Life downstairs. But if you're not in a hurry for things, that would be a good thing to do. Which, you know what, guys? I'm going to put my Thrive Life link in there. We have a February sale going on. We have a monthly sale. I haven't been in my site in a few days. Let me go and get my link. But with everything going on right now, I've been amping up my orders a little bit because I've been sticking to my normal $100 orders so I can get my free shipping. But I watched Autumn and Autumn's backyard garden, and she was saying, people were, writing in saying that they've been noticing even at the fast food places like Olive Garden and things like that the chicken doesn't taste and feel normal. It felt like layers, and it broke apart. Oh, excuse me, I had the chills there. Hey, Prepper Steading. So, with the bird flu and them culling birds and things having problems elsewhere, it all trickles here. Where all these things get delivered to around the United States. So, me and my brain, it's stock mode. So I've been amping up my Thrive Life orders just to get more of the meats and the dairy, because our stores around here cannot find cinnamon rolls and things like that. It's very hit or miss. He can't do anything right now, Han Solo. The ground's frozen, but I want it done this summer. He's not putting it off anymore. We are going to buckle down. I am going to order. He keeps telling me about this company. We can get log lengths So you could get like 8 or 9 cords of logs delivered, and then they just drop them right in one spot, and he cuts them in himself. So that's like $800. So that's something I've been wanting to do for a few years. We still got plenty of wood, but I want to get ready for next winter. And so I'm getting the logs. I want to get that sump pump in there. I want to get another couple raised beds because I ordered a bunch of strawberries plant roots coming. Um, I do want to get him instead of renting it, I'd like to buy him a log splitter because we've talked about that. So, you know, doesn't have to be fancy, just enough to get the job done. So it takes some of the stress off of Chris's body. You know what I mean? And things like that I want to get. We did a lot that last year. I got my canners, I got my jars, I got all my accessories and things like that, and my cast iron and things like that. So now I want to work on. We have a generator. I want to get a solar generator. So, but as I'm doing that, I also want to get my house paid off. That is the biggest goal for me, is getting my house paid off. So, I have to budget because it's just his income. And I got to get my shelves up here and cleaned off and ready to be put up for, my seed starting in another month or two. You figure what, we're in the end of February. So, and I started in March last year, which was way too early. So I'm not going to start until April, the end of April, maybe, because we can't put nothing in the ground here until the end of May anyway. I could do some cold weather crops in the greenhouse once he gets the plastic on, but I am Rubberneck. I am watch. You got to be in the live stream tonight, though. I remember he said you have to be watching. Is his live stream at 8 or 9? Do you know? I can't remember what he said. Yeah, I looked at that site. It was $850, and then with his coupon code, it was $50 off. So $800, but it's a refurbished one, and it's good price. And you get one every once in a while, and you'll have enough to run everything in the house. That's one thing I've never done anything with, solar generators yet. I don't have any of those. But slow, so we do things slow and steady here. But I do want to organize that basement. But I can't yet until he breaks down the floor, and I got to get that machine or whatever it is. It's some kind of saw. 8 o'clock. That's what I thought. But yeah. So that's my morning so far, guys. Going to the mechanic to find out my car is shaking still, and just made no sense to me. When somebody works on your vehicle, they need to come in and tell them, hey, it's shaking, call her and tell her that it's an injector. Did they want us to fix it while she's got it here? Look up her account and see when the last time you got your tune-up. I had to ask them to do all this. That's not... No. Yeah. I had a list of we were looking at log splitters at Tractor Supply, but Harbor Freight is a really great place to go shopping. We had one, I think it's a good hour from here. My dad got one. It was a like $500-600 one. It's an electric one, but it's a small one, and he put it up on top of a table. A heavy duty table he did, so he didn't have to, or a stand or something. I forget what he did with it because he can't bend. But I want to I think I'm going to order more stuff in number 10 cans or smaller, the pantry size through Thrive Life. I think more pantry size because I'm having trouble opening the number 10 cans. My electric can opener just doesn't want to do it. I might try one of those handless ones where you just put it on the top and it goes around itself. So I've been using my P38 and my hands are just arthritic. So to do that P38 was killing my hands when I opened my flour the other day. I did a video, you'll see it. So, but I do want to get more flour that's already in the cans and vac sealed with the oxygen absorber. Instead of me running my vac sealer, my bags, wearing out my vac sealer at $5.38 for a 4-pound can of flour, that's worth it to me to have it all done. I can just shove it up on my shelf. I'm going to do that with the sugar and the flour. I do have some of oats down there, so I'll add another couple cans of oats. But the grains, I'm going to do that at the LDS Cannery place in Worcester. It's worth it going maybe once a month and getting a case of each. And there's only 6 in a case. So, maybe once every 2 months, depending on how often I use this stuff. But it's better. And I'm finding it's more economical if I buy it that way than me coming home, making time to vac seal it, running my vac seals, wearing them out when I could use my vac sealer for my meats and save that machine for my meats. Yeah. I asked Todd, I'm like, you want to go see a movie? You want to go here? You want to go there? Nope, he didn't want to do anything. This is their vacation and they want to just stay home. Yeah, I know. I was going to budget about $2,500 for a log splitter. $2,500 or less. I wasn't going to go much higher than that. Because I want something. Chris will get a lot of use out of it because if we buy a order of logs every year or every other year, depending on how fast we use up the logs, and it's just our fireplace, don't forget. I also did see for $699 a nice wood stove that was a perfect size and it had a flat top. It wasn't huge. It was small enough to put right here. And I could put a couple pans on it. So if we ever switch completely off of oil. Because the only thing in the summer times we use our oil for hot water. We don't use it for the heat because our heat's off. So if we could keep our heat off in the winter and use the wood stove in the fireplace, we'd still have to run the boiler for the hot water, but that's about it. So that would save our oil consumption dramatically. So yeah, those are my goals for this year, on top of paying the house off. So the more I spend on other things, the more I'm not going to be able to put towards the house. I want to get that house paid off or close to it by the time Chris is 50, and that's 8 years. Or less would be better. I really would like to get it paid down more, quicker. With the way the economy is, we just don't know the way they want to change things, and you'll own nothing and be happy. Bull crap. Just because I don't talk about it on my live streams doesn't mean I don't know what's going on and I haven't been following, and it's kicked my butt in gear to get things done. And I really want that basement to look different. I have so much stuff everywhere, all over. I just want it to look more uniform down there to where it's easy to find things. I've got bins of kindling. I've got bins of newspaper. I've got bins of throwaway containers. I've got bins of cooking equipment. And I've tried to label it, but my eyes are so different that I can't read my own writing because it's so small. So I got to go down, and there's a lot of things that I could get rid of that I don't use. I could free up space in my bins. Yeah. Studying, where are you at? What state? I've been on 40 minutes already. My goodness. Giving up everything I busted my ass to pay off is. Why do you say that? Oh, yeah. What I was just talking about. Yeah. Oh, I gotta order oil too. Oh, I gotta write myself a note. I just ordered. What did I just order? Forgot what I just ordered. I'm waiting for my 2 movies to come in. 16 Candles and what else did I order? I ordered a second movie. Can't remember what it was. It's so long. I do want to fix the lighting down there too in certain areas. I want to get better lighting. A lot of it stuff that I need to go through that I put down there that I probably don't need anymore. Or I can consolidate into different bins. And when we first bought this house, we had a lot of big cookouts, like with 50 people or more coming. So I had a lot of platters that I saved and cookout stuff, like platters and containers and tongs, and we don't do that so much anymore. And there's just way too much, and parts to my accessories to my different air fryers and things like that. They're all in different bins. I need to consolidate them into one bin or 1 or 2, and just I'd have more space if I did that. There's ice skates that no longer fit the kids that I could probably give to they're brand new too, that I could probably give to my grandchildren and things like that. Sandra, I have a package put away, believe it or not. When Lake Ferry was talking about it, I think last year, when her and her daughter were going shopping and they noticed there wasn't as many out there, I went and I bought an extra package of panties. Yes, I listen. I did it when she did that, when she did it. I think she was talking on a live stream or something about they went shopping and there was just not really any for them. Well, it's obvious prices are going up everywhere. I just left 100 and oh yeah, they just the town next to us, Webster, they just announced on my Facebook page group that everything's $1.25 there. Now we have one here in our town. We'll see how long it takes for them to raise their prices. At that price, you can skip the Dollar Tree for some things now, because over here, when pasta goes on sale, it's like 10 for 10 or 88 cents a box when it goes on sale. So it's cheaper getting it when it's 88 cents a box. Can you shut your doors? Can you install an electric dumbwaiter? Oh, that'd be cool. Our floor, you know how when people say, oh, you can hide things in your floors? We can't do that here because these floors are not, when you go down in the basement, you're seeing this floor. There's no hidey holes under our floor to hide anything. If we open this up, we'd be seeing right down to the floor. There would be nowhere to put anything to hide it. So I don't know. I don't know anymore. That's something I don't know how to do, Sandra Modi, at all. I don't know how to sew. I can maybe sew a button on. I could maybe sew something to stitch it like a hole, but I'm not that great. My mother did all that stuff. She has sewing machine and all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Sharon. That's why I got myself a ranch house where everything was on one level. Eventually, I'm going to have the washer and dryer hook up in the bathroom so I can have maybe like a small portable washer, an apartment size one, and dryer up here. But my focus is getting the house paid off. But I'd like to have an exhaust put in the bathroom and a washer and dryer. I've already talked to the plumbers and the electricians about having it so that I can do, a small loads upstairs if I had to and not have to go downstairs. When this house is paid off, if we still want to stay, depending on the neighbors and, because we have a lot of elderly neighbors here. They're all elderly except for this one over here. And when they pass on, and their houses either get put up for sale or whatnot, I don't want to have just any. This is a nice, quiet neighborhood, no trouble. I don't, I want to have my house paid off so that if we get unruly neighbors or people that we're not going to want to live near, we have the house sold. I mean, the house paid off and we can sell it and move to the woods, if so be it. And we don't have to worry about anything because we'll have it fully paid off. Yeah. I don't need a full-size washer and dryer upstairs. It's going to be a second set. You know what I mean? So, and it would fit perfect in the bathroom. Because we have a huge opening in the bathroom. Once the house is paid off, we'll change some things around here. I want to change these windows here. I want, an exhaust in the bathroom because right now we have a little double window fan hanging from two hooks in front of our window. So we have to open the window, turn the fan on to let that exhaust out of the bathroom and I like my showers hot. So in the winter, you're having to open a window in the winter to let that fan blow it out. Yes, Hansel, it will. Once these people pass on and their families don't want to don't want to move in, they want to just sell the house, you don't know what kind of neighbors you're going to get. We've been so lucky. We have very quiet neighborhood here. So I want to be able to just pick up and go if I don't want to stay here. Yeah. Yeah. But Chris was talking yesterday when he got home. I guess they're going to have a lot of work pickup, I guess. He was talking to somebody and I guess this apartment complex, or I forget what he was saying, but they're going to be putting up a lot of houses. And so they're going to need a lot of concrete work done. So I think Chris is going to have a lot of work this year. And I'm taking advantage of that. And we're going to pay the house, just get it paid. Hey, Cindy B, I haven't seen you in forever. Yeah, 55 plus. I kind of want to just have, my son has it right. His driveway goes in and it's all woods and it's 13 acres of woods around him. And he's got one little house in the middle of it all. And he's so far away from the main road and all that. I don't want to be too far away where it make it difficult for things, but I also don't want to be right on a main road anymore. Well, it's good to see you, Cindy B. I miss you, girl. I miss seeing your name pop up. Gardner Josh, how are you and Leah doing? Give her a big hug for me. I'm going to be 50 in May. Hold on. Hold on. That thing's loud. Turn it down. God. She's sitting right in front of the computer and it's like blasting sound. Yeah, so I'm going to end the stream in 10 minutes. It'll be an hour. Gardner Josh, I'll be 45. Your birthday's coming up. Can you hear me now? I didn't mute myself, but it says I was muted. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, so my friend called me yesterday. She's been on my live streams for New Year's. She was here. So she lived in an apartment that her cousin owned the building, and he owned several. Well, he's selling off his buildings. So she knew about it a while ago. And from that day, I told her, start putting your money away. I love this girl, and I've tried to explain to her about all the things happening with the economy and stock up, and there's always an excuse. I'm by myself. I don't need a lot, blah, 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 blah. So I just kind of gave up. I love this girl. I do. So told her back then, save your money. Just save your money. Because who knows who the new owners are going to want. It's in a little house, so it's got apartments all over. You don't know if the new owners are going to want it for their own family and move in. Apparently, she told me last night. Now she still went to Florida and went on a vacation during the whole 9/11 time and this and that. And everything went okay. She was a nurse. She doesn't want to be a nurse. She doesn't do that anymore. She doesn't ever want to go back into it. Her friend's trying to get her to move to Florida and go back into nursing. She's dead set against it. She doesn't want to live with anybody. She likes her privacy and blah, blah, blah. I get that. So she calls me yesterday. She's telling me she's got another trip scheduled to Florida, another vacation. She doesn't make a whole lot every week. She does picking and packing for Staples. A big drastic pay cut than what she was when she was nursing. And the new owners finally started conversing with the tenants. They are raising the rents. Hundreds of dollars, mind you. She pays about $800 right now. They are going to be bringing it up closer to $1,200. She signed a lease with her cousin right before they sold the building. So the new owners cannot raise the rent for a year till their lease runs up in November. And because he's a lawyer, he knew that he needed to lock his cousin into a lease so that would help her. So the new owners, so they're raising the rent on the other tenants. And I guess she went and talked to them saying that she couldn't afford that. And And it's a big company that has units and rentals everywhere. So they don't care. They don't care. They literally told her, the lady told her, you can start saving now and you'll be all set, or we can let you out of your lease now. But your cousin knew what he was doing and we can't do anything about it. She was really aggravated about that because they can't raise the rent and they can't kick her out. She's got a year's lease. So they were willing to let her out of her lease. And I said, of course they are, because then they can raise that rent and get to $1,200 a month for a 1-bedroom. She goes, well, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction and blah, blah, blah. I said, and then she mentioned her cousin had another apartment building and, that he is not selling off, I guess. I said, well, then you call him now, find out if he's got any units available and get out of where you're at and get yourself situated, because November, first of all, is the winter time. You're not going to want to move. She needs help moving. And I'm not going out there in the cold to move, and neither is Chris. She'll have to hire movers. She's in her 50s too. It's a lot of work. She's complaining how much work it is and how she's not going to. And I said, so call your cousin, get something set up, see if he'll get you into one of the units in that building that he's keeping. Well, I'm not going to leave early just and let them off the hook. I'm like, what do you care about them giving them the satisfaction of you staying or leaving? You need to be thinking about yourself, not about whether you're going to, leave that apartment early just to kind of slap them in the face or not. There's no talking. So then I said to her, just save your money, Erin. Just save your money. It's always going to be there if you save your money, and you won't be stuck, because come November, you're going to either have to pay extra to stay there, a couple $100 extra in a rent increase, or you're going to move and you're going to need it to move. So either way, you got to save it. And I said, don't put it in a bank. I said, just don't put it in a bank. Don't put any extra money in the bank. What? Huh? She says. And I'm like, you know what? I was ready for bed. I'm like, I don't have the energy to try to explain to you. I've been telling you the shortages and this and that. And she just, I don't know. I'm tired of trying to explain to people now that they need to start doing things differently or stocking up more. I've said it and said it and said it. I'm just at the point where, you know what? We need to focus on here. Chris even said it. No one's coming to live here. Maybe my boys if I needed them to, but that's it. My grandbabies and my boys. That's it. She had a condo, and that's another thing. Years and years and years and years ago, we were younger, way younger. She was a nurse. She showed me this condo. It was out here. It was not really a condo. It was an apartment in a 3-family apartment building. They just labeled it condo. It wasn't a condo. It was a glorified apartment. Okay, there was nothing special about it. I said, don't do it, Erin. Buy yourself a single-family house. Don't do this. This is before I knew Chris, before I knew even anything. I said, it's a bad idea. Don't do it. She did it anyway, and she regretted it. She took a loss. She sold her condo, and she took a loss. Years and years later, this was just like 2 years, 3 years ago, she hadn't paid much on it, and she ended up I think she made $600 on the sale of her condo. And she says, I wish I had never done it. I said, I told you don't do it. It was in a shitty neighborhood. She couldn't put anything outside. She couldn't have a grill. She couldn't do nothing. And I told her, don't do it. She did it anyway. She doesn't listen to me when I give her advice. I just let her vent now. because I love her to death. I do. I love her to death. But she's going back to Florida for another vacation when come November she's going to have a big decision to make, and she don't make enough to save a whole lot. So for me, I wouldn't be going back to Florida for a vacation. Well, I get depressed and I need interaction, and then remember that in November when you're faced with moving out and you don't have any money saved. That's my thought. You'll be getting a lot of interaction when you're living in your car and you're going into places to take showers. At least her car's paid off. I love her to death, but like her and other people we've talked to, I don't have it in me anymore to explain shit. I could be so wrong too, but at least I know that if we had to hunker down here and we couldn't get to the store, we'd be okay for quite a while, and not forever, but enough time, enough to let us sit and come up with a game plan on how to make things better. We wouldn't be worrying about where we're going to get our next meal while we're trying to figure out how to better our situation. But yeah. I said, go on Facebook. We have a bunch of groups for our surrounding towns where there are a lot of people that own their own one family or two family homes that they paid off. And, their landlord lives in one unit, and they're, she's a quiet person. She's hard of hearing. So she don't party. She goes to work and goes home. She could find an apartment, but I guess efficiencies out here are going for $1,000. So a one bedroom, the lady basically told her that they could get 1,100-1,200 for her apartment. And it's nothing special. It's a little one bedroom. Not fancy at all. My other friend, they raised her rent $300. Is what she says. Oh, she already knows Han Solo. She went to Boca Raton is where her friend lives. And her friend likes the rich people. The lady got her house given to her, so she didn't have to pay for her house, and she dates like rich people. But Erin is just a different type of person. She likes her privacy. She don't like pretty much anybody. So, and the way she's talked about how men should be, a relationship, the man should support her. That's not the way to think. And I let her talk. I let her vent because I love her. She needs to get it out, but she don't listen to me hardly. Like Chris said, come November, she's going to have to make a decision. I'm not telling her nothing, stealing tree. I'm not giving her any more advice. She doesn't take it. She doesn't even. I'm done. I don't have the energy anymore. Yeah, I don't want a whole big ranch. I want a one. You know what I like? If you ever watch Whippoorwill Holler channel, I like what they have. A cabin where everything's right there inside, open, and a little bit of property. I don't want trees around the house though. That's my thing, because then they have to come down at some point, and when we get to a certain age, we're not going to want to be shelling out money to have trees taken down. So I like a little house like Whippoorwill Holler has, but sitting somewhere with no trees around it and the tree line far away to where if a tree fell, it wouldn't come near the house. I've learned that from here. Hey, Georgia Praise. Welcome. Yes. And I wasn't serious about that. I knew that would be bad stealing tree. She's not I love her to death, but she's set in her own ways, like I am. I'm set in my own ways. And she literally, she's just set in her own ways. That's all I can say. Oh, my phone. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to shoot myself. So, all my ignition coils were cracked. All of them. Apparently. I said they were not cracked. They were not making that noise, nothing, when I went and dropped the car off. It did not do that. And when I dropped my car off, it did not do that. She said, well, the weather's changing. It's getting hot and cold and hot and cold. And it's been building up to happen, basically. $997 more. Oh, Chris is going to have a freaking stroke. Can't drive the car. It went in for a starter and motor mounts. I said, this did not do this until you got under the hood and started moving things. Well, it's in a totally different area. I said, well, you know what's pissing me off? I said, is you got rid of this last guy that ran your office. He had me do all this work to the car, a complete tune-up, everything. And then I had to bring it back to you guys again and have the work redone and parts replaced because he didn't do it right. That's why you no longer have this guy. So I said, you need to have your boss, Jason, check over this before I get it back and make sure there's nothing else going. I said, that noise, none of that was not misfiring before I brought it in until you touched it. Wait till Chris finds out. They don't seem like that, though. This guy, the owner, I said, I want you to have the owner, Jason, check my car after. Just check my car. Luckily, when I brought it in and went this morning, it was a lot cheaper, $500 cheaper than what I was quoted because they didn't need to do all 4 motor mounts, only one. I'm so frustrated right now. But coils do not go all at once. That's what she said. That's all right because she says she'll show them to me. She's going to give them to me. Actually, give me 1 minute. What did I do with my phone? Give me 1 minute. Okay. So I just called them back. I said, I want all the parts that they're replacing. I want to see them because I do have a mechanic friend out here. And I just told them I want all the parts when you take them out. The wires, all that stuff they did all that. They gave me a complete tune up. New wires, new plugs, new everything. Pepper Stedding's wife could fix it. This shop has been very honest in the past. He literally fired a guy that ran one of his locations because he was screwing people and having them do things that didn't need to be done. And he found out and he let the guy go. And he's done things on my car and not charged me before, you know. And he always gives me a loaner vehicle and he lives right on this road. Kids go, you know, he's very honest. So and he explains things to me and he showed me the whole condenser for my air conditioning and had it hooked up and showed us when it wasn't working and when the machine was making it work. So he isn't that's all right. I'm going to deal with it. But after this time, you know, I'll start being a little more because when I brought it in, it was for the starter. And it was funny because when me and Chris went out the other day, it didn't do it one time. When I went to turn the key, it started up every time. And when I was doing it, driving it alone before that, it wasn't starting each time. So it was weird how it didn't do it at all when Chris got in the car, but when I got in the car, it was doing it. Oh. Anyway. Good thing I didn't spend that extra money that I didn't have to pay the first time. Chris is so busy, guys. He don't have time to fix the car. We don't have time. All our friends that do mechanical work on the side, they have full-time jobs. So it's not like and they don't live like right here. So it's like I can't just take it to a friend's house and they do it all in one afternoon. They have full-time jobs and they do it, you know. We had a friend, Bruce, that did a lot of repairs and he never charged me anything. And he would spend a whole day on my car and I felt bad. But he's busy and, you know, I get a loaner car and hey, Giggles. None of my check engine lights came on when I started it up this time. Anyway. Yeah. Plus, I had an electric starter in my car too. So Chris said those always give it. I haven't had a problem with that starter. But things are going. It's a 2010. So things are going. It's going to happen. I have 123,000 miles on it. It's a 2010. Things are going to start going on it. That's normal, and I get it. Yeah. I'm writing that down, Susan. That no lights, because no lights did come on when I turned the car on. Steel tree. Oh gosh, I'm past my time on the 5 more minutes and that'll be an hour and a half. I got things to do around the house. I'm gonna work out my frustrations. Oh, Giggles isn't feeling good. Rest up, girl.
Samantha's still here. She's been muted this whole time.
Yeah, so that's my day in a nutshell. I gotta tell Chris, and boy, oh boy. Anyways, I'm gonna shut this down because I'm gonna call Chris, and I have to go use the restroom and get some things started here. So it was nice talking with everybody, and everybody have a great day. I will see you all later. Yeah, stealing tree. Oh, no. Bye, everybody.